Welcome to Training the Charter Organization Representative, brought to you by Apopka Shores District Training Staff, part of Central Florida Council. During this course, we will discuss the Boy Scouts of America organization, the charter concept, your responsibilities as a Charter Organizational Representative, or COR, unit leadership, your role involved in selecting and working with that leadership, and examine some other opportunities. We will understand the mission of the BSA, which should be closely aligned with that of your organization, the purposes or aims of BSA, the structure of the BSA, the programs and the ages of the youth to whom those programs are directed, in a concept that we call the whole scouting family. The mission of the Boy Scouts of America is to prepare young people to make ethical and moral choices over their lifetimes by instilling in them the values of the Scout Oath and Law. To fulfill that mission of scouting, BSA has three objectives or aims. Citizenship training. Youth learn to recognize their role in the community, the nation, and the world. They understand the importance of taking care of the environment for the benefit of everybody. They put others before themselves by organizing and participating in service projects such as Scouting for Food. Character development. Perhaps the most important. When the public thinks of a Boy Scout, hopefully they are picturing a young man who is willing to help others and follows the points of the Boy Scout Oath and Law. The same is true for Venturers and Cub Scouts. Scouting helps young men and women develop confidence, independence, and skills. They adhere to their own religious beliefs while respecting the beliefs of others. They are honest and trustworthy. Personal fitness applies to physical, mental, and emotional health. This enables them to enjoy full, rich lives. Physical fitness is encouraged through sports and outdoor activities. Youth also learn about the importance of eating right and taking care of themselves. They promise to stay away from drugs, alcohol, and other substances which can harm themselves or others. They strive to do their best in their studies and be mentally alert. They learn to think before they act so they can make good decisions. The scouting program has 8 methods that it uses to achieve the aims of scouting. Ideals, patrol method, the outdoors, advancement, adult association, personal growth, leadership, and the uniform. As we go through and discuss each one, please take a moment and think about which aim do you believe that these methods apply. The ideals of Boy Scouting are spelled out in the Scout Oath and the Scout Law, which are used by all scouting programs. The youth can measure themselves against these ideals and continually try to improve. The goals are high, and as they reach for them, they have some control over what and who they become. The ideals establish personal values in the form of the Scout Law, and a commitment by the youth to God, their country, to themselves, and to others, all on their word as a scout. The patrol method is one of the fundamental ideas of Boy Scouting, and so naturally it is one of the things that is most often misunderstood and misapplied. The patrol method puts boys in a troop together in a small group or patrol, which they are expected to run through cooperation. In doing so, they learn many leadership and personal skills. In Cub Scouting, the patrol method applies to the den. While those youth do not run the den, they learn how to work in groups and together, gaining knowledge that will serve them well when they go into a troop. Venturing, Sea Scouting, and Varsity Scouting do not use patrols per se, yet the youth organize themselves into a cohesive unit with youth learning and gaining leadership skills in an environment that gives them almost complete control in decision making. Doing things outdoors is what scouting is all about, putting the out in scout. In the course of doing the things Scouts do, a youth cannot help but go into the outdoors. In fact, it's impossible to properly conduct a scouting program without going outdoors. As much as possible and as often as possible, Scouts should get out of buildings. They should follow the dirt trails, camp in the woods, explore new areas, and all of the other things youth have done for millennia. A Scout program that doesn't include going into the outdoors is not much of a program. It can't be much fun either. Scouting is not school. We don't learn things in Scouting by sitting in a classroom. We learn them by going out and doing them. Cub Scouts participate outdoors by attending family campouts and Cub Scout Council events. Venturers have choices in their programs, and most crews do high adventure activities in the outdoors. Sea Scouts sail boats and run motorboats on a body of water. Varsity Scouting participates in sports such as soccer. Scouting provides a series of surmountable obstacles and steps in overcoming them through the advancement method. The youth can plan his or her advancement and progresses at their own pace as they meet each challenge. A youth is rewarded for each achievement, which helps him or her gain self-confidence. The steps in the advancement system help a youth grow in self-reliance and in the ability to help others. Youth learn about personal abilities and limitations and ways to overcome those limitations and take advantage of those abilities. The advancement method is nearly as pervasive as the ideals of Scouting. As strange and foreign as it may sound, for ages youth have looked to adults for guidance. Youth look to parents for an example to live by. Students look to teachers for knowledge. In Scouting, this tradition continues. Adults provide the living example to Scouts of the ideals of Scouting. More importantly, adults provide the impetus for a Scout's personal growth and self-confidence. Adults also provide the safety net that allows Scouting to work. Through guidance and support, adults in Scouting create the environment the Scouts need to take advantage of these methods. The Scout learns to work with other adults and develop the skills needed to navigate the adult world. Whether a Cub Scout lives with two parents or one, a foster family, or other relatives, his family is an important part of Cub Scouting. Parents and adult family members provide leadership and support for Cub Scouting and help ensure that boys have a good experience in the program. Much of what we do in Scouting involves youth facing unfamiliar territory and learning to cope with it. This is what we call personal growth. Every Scout develops greater confidence through experience and advancement. Every step along the way, a youth is faced with a challenge that has to be overcome. In the process, he or she learns to look at themselves differently. They stop saying, "I can't," and begin to look for ways to say, "I can." They learn to have confidence in themselves, to challenge themselves, and to learn from failures. As their confidence grows, they look for greater responsibilities and challenges which lead to making real decisions. The Scouting programs encourage youth to learn and practice leadership skills. Every youth has the opportunity to participate in both shared and total leadership situations. Understanding the concepts of leadership helps the youth accept the leadership roles of others. Youth learn to lead themselves. In Boy Scouting and above, adults aren't there to lead the youth. They are there to guide the youth through the process of leading themselves. This process begins in the patrol, where youth have their first opportunity to choose their own leaders. As the Scout's experience grows, his opportunities for leadership increase. In venturing, Sea Scouting, and Varsity Scouting, youth elect crew, ship, or team officers to serve for terms determined by the youth in their bylaws. The uniform has always been an important part of being a Scout. In this day and age, many would have you believe that the uniform really isn't all that important, that a Scout is as much a Scout in t-shirt and jeans as being in blue or khaki or green or white. That's partly true, but the uniform is more than a set of clothes. It's more than simply a place to display achievements. It is a symbol of the youth's commitment to Scouting, and acceptance of Scouting's ideals and willingness to live by them. Youth who do not wear a uniform usually do not have a complete understanding of Scouting or the commitment they have been asked to make. If a youth cannot afford to purchase a uniform, leaders in the unit should be able to find a way to help get one. Units can have a uniform library. Old uniforms can be donated. Cheaper uniforms can be found on eBay, Goodwill, or other local thrift shops. Working together, your unit should be able to come up with a way for every youth to be in uniform so they can all feel like an equal part of the group. A few years ago, BSA made the Scout Oath and Scout Law universal across all the programs it offers to our youth. Please raise your right hand, either the Cub Scout sign or Boy Scout sign, and recite with me the Scout Oath. On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country and to obey the Scout Law, to help other people at all times, to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight. Still using the Scout sign, please join me in reciting the Scout Law. A Scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. Structure of the BSA. The structure of Scouting consists of the youth we serve, all the adults involved in the program, the local chartered organization represented by yourself, the district, the council, and national. This pyramid is a classic example of a structured organization. The part at the top is supported by the layers below. Our youth are at the top. They are the ones the rest of the organization exists. Adult volunteers work at all levels of Scouting, from the national president, council president, district committee chair, unit committee chair, Cub master, etc. Alongside of the volunteers are a group of professionals who are there to support the volunteers. On the same level is the local chartered organization. It can be a church, civic organization, school, or any group wishing to work with BSA, providing an outreach program for youth. The local organization is granted a charter for the Scouting units it sponsors and becomes the owner-operator of those units. At the base and supporting the entire pyramid is a local district, local council, and national organization. The local district is a geographical area with many Scouting units inside it. It has a district committee comprised of volunteers and headed by the district committee chair. Its function is to support all the Scouting units with programs, finance, training, membership. The district also has a commissioner staff with unit commissioners assigned to specific Scouting units to assist the unit leaders, help solve problems, and provide guidance where needed. The district also has a professional staffer assigned as a district executive. The local council is a geographical area containing many districts. It has a volunteer council executive committee with professional staffers providing support to the districts and granting charters and assisting local charter organizations with training, materials, etc. It also maintains council camps open to all Scouting units for outdoor programs. National comprises the entire country and is staffed by professionals providing support to the Scouting programs with policy training, literature, video, training services, and maintains the standards of the overall organization. Mentioned earlier in this training was a concept we called whole Scouting family. The Cub Scout programs for boys involves the whole family participating, not only in den and pack activities, but also family camping. It starts with Tiger Cubs in first grade, Cub Scouts in second and third grades, Webelos in fourth and fifth grades. The Boy Scout program is for boys 11 years to 18 years of age. At his 18th birthday, a Boy Scout is no longer able to participate as a youth in a Boy Scout troop. Hopefully, he has achieved Eagle rank. He may become a junior Scoutmaster and remain or join venturing Sea Scouting or Varsity Scouting. While the Boy Scout program does not involve parents as much as Cub Scouting, it behooves parents to remain and participate in the unit as adult leaders, being on the committee, or becoming a direct contact leader such as Scoutmaster. The Venturing Sea Scout and Varsity Scout programs are for both male and female youth ages 14 to 21 years old. On a youth's 21st birthday, he or she is no longer a youth in the program, although they can remain and be an adult member of the unit on the committee or become an advisor. A primary role of the National Organization of the Boy Scouts of America is to grant charters to use the Scouting program. There are two types of charters issued by the National Organization. One is a charter to a local Scout Council, and the other is a charter to a local organization. The Boy Scouts of America charters local councils in order to accomplish its purposes and carry out its programs. The charters are issued for a period of 1 year and may be renewed annually upon application by the local council. The local council has two primary obligations under that charter. It must extend invitations to local organizations or community groups to use the Scouting program and provide support services to those local organizations to successfully carry out the Scouting program. The local Scout Council's responsibilities in its relationship with a chartered organization is to respect the organizational aims and objectives. It should provide training for the chartered organizational representative. It provides training, service, and support to the units under the chartered organization. It provides coaching on leader selection. It provides primary insurance protection, and it provides camps and professionals to help carry out and meet those responsibilities. Services provided by the local Scout Council include, but are not limited to, leadership development, program resources, a service center including a scout shop, camps and facilities, liability insurance, and assistance in leader selection. The chartered organization responsibilities include compliance with its own and Boy Scouts of America policies, include scouting as part of its overall program for youth and families, appoint one representative, COR, for all the units it sponsors. It ensures that there is a committee of parents and other interested members. It must also have a secure meeting place for the units, and it should encourage outdoor experiences of all the units. A chartered organization uses scouting under its own leadership to serve its families and the community and for its own objectives. So, what are the duties of a chartered organization representative? First, it is not an honorary position. A COR should feel honored to be selected for the position. He is or she is the head of the charter organization's scouting department. The COR provides a liaison to the district and the local Scout Council. The COR is a voting member at council and on the district committee. What are some of the COR's tasks? First, the COR should encourage leader training. You should promote a solid program for all of the units under the chartered organization. Should assess and determine whether or not there are enough units to meet the needs of the chartered organization. It should make sure that the units are promoting recruiting of youth. And the COR should encourage transition of those youth from, example, the Cub Scout program to Boy Scout, and even up into the venturing varsity or Sea Scouts. The COR also assists and approves the annual unit charter agreement between the charter organization and the local Scout Council along with the executive head of the organization. The COR also assists and approves the unit or units annual recharter. They suggest good terms for the chartered organization that the scouts or units can do. They assist and monitor the unit committees, and they encourage active outdoor programs. And more, a COR should push advancement not only for the youth but also the adults. There are religious awards and adult recognition awards that the COR should be aware and encourage the units to recognize and support those youth and adults that qualify for those awards. The COR also approves financial policies and, as mentioned before, represent the organization to the district and council. The COR's primary contact with the unit is with the unit committee, and particularly the unit committee chair. The unit committee is responsible for managing the scouting unit, particularly financial and logistical management. It selects the unit leaders. It supports the unit leaders by providing them training, and it communicates with the COR. The unit committee selects the direct contact leaders for the unit. However, the charter organization must approve those leaders. Therefore, the process is a collaborative effort between the unit committee and the chartered organization. You, as the COR, can assist in this process. The quality of any program is directly related to the leadership. The stronger the leaders, the stronger the program. The head of the organization or chartered organization representative appoints a selection committee. In the case of an existing unit, the seated unit committee would be the selection committee. Parents and others may also be invited to participate in the process. After a committee is brought together, they list qualifications the candidate should possess for the position to be filled. These traits should be displayed for all to see. With the qualifications agreed upon, the committee should brainstorm a list of all possible candidates. All candidates mentioned are placed on the list, and no committee member may disqualify candidates at this time. With the candidate list developed, the committee numerically ranks the candidates. Since the leadership is the responsibility of the chartered organization, the institution head must approve the committee's selection. The committee selects a visitation team, usually 3 people, to visit the top prospect on the list. The team should consist of someone knowledgeable about the scouting program, someone representing the organization, and someone who has influence with the prospect. The interview should occur at the prospect's home. After a presentation is made to the prospect, the influential person should ask the prospect to serve. If the prospect is unable to serve, an alternate position should be offered. If the first prospect has declined, the next prospect becomes the top prospect and the process begins again. Once a prospect has said yes, there are several things that need to occur. An application must be completed regardless if the prospect is a current or new leader. Youth protection training is mandatory, and all adult leaders must have a current status. Existing leaders should check their status by going to www.my.scouting.org, log in, and verify. If they do not have it, they need to retake it. YPT is only good for 2 years. New leaders must also take the training by going to www.my.scouting.org, take the YPT training for the particular age group that their unit they're going to be serving, print and attach the certificate of completion to their application. All direct contact leaders should be encouraged to take their position-specific leader training as soon as possible. And an announcement should be made to the organization, other leaders of the unit, and parents as to the prospect's acceptance of the position. You as a COR have many resources in the event that you need help or guidance. You should make contact with your unit commissioner, get to know that person very well, and feel free to rely upon them to get any information that you need or to give you any guidance or assistance. You are a member of the district committee, so you should attend the district committee meetings to find out what's going on with the district and also other things that are happening in the council, or talk to any other of the district committee members to give you help. There is a professional staff available for you to use. Your district executive and other staff members at council are always there to help, and you may call national staff members as well to receive information and guidance. Look at your council and district website, not only for contacts, but also for updated information that is available to you at any point in time. There are many books, pamphlets, and audio visuals available to you online and elsewhere. Other sources of knowledge are available by subscribing to district updates via newsletters or social media such as Facebook and Yahoo. Attend council or district provided training schedules that can be found on the respective websites. Attend high-level training at national training centers such as Philmont, New Mexico. Attend monthly district roundtables. And then take any and all online training at www.my.scouting.org. This concludes the training for the Charter Organization Representative. We thank you for taking it and hope that it has been of some benefit to you.